Welcome back to Just About Tabletop Standard, and today we're firing into the fiery green of the Salamanders. With a new edition of Horus Heresy, they stepped into the spotlight as one of the poster boys of the era, and it's a perfect time to bring their unique look to life on the tabletop. In this video, I'll talk you through colours, techniques, and little touches I use to capture their distinctive deep green armour, and that rugged volcanic feel that makes them stand out for the other regions, and we even tackle some of their skin. Whether you're brand new to the Salamanders or you're looking to expand your force, I hope this video will give you a solid scheme to get them ready for battle and looking great while doing it. So here's our Salamander. We've got bare head on because I think it's important with Salamanders that we try the skin. Now, I've never painted a Salamander before, so bear with me. I'm going to start off with the appropriately named, and there's a few appropriately named paints in this with this scheme. I think it's a scheme that's going to work. As I said, never done one before, so it's kind of on the fly. But we're using Nocturne Green. What we want to do is thin that down a bit. It's a base coat, so this is going to help establish the color for the next for the main color, because that's a layer paint, and it's a bit thin. Is the next one. But what we're going to do is going to get this 2 thin coats of this all over, just to sort of establish the color scheme. Okay, now that's dry, what we're going to do is take again another appropriately named color, Vulkan green. We're going to thin it down on our wet palette, or whatever palette you choose to use. And we're just going to apply that to the armour. Now, you are going to want to use 2 thin coats of this because it is actually quite a thin colour. I really like this colour. I've done some sort of... I've done a couple of models for the Imperial Guard, because one of my aims in life is to one day have a decent Cadian Imperial Guard army. Combat Patrol is going to help with that when they bring out the combat, the Cadian stuff. I'll get a few extra shoots. But I've been using this as the main colour of their armour. I think it's a bit nicer than the Castellan green. It's just that slightly different shade. Quite like it. Anyway, so this is the armour we are going to use for the colour that we're going to use for the armour on our Salamanders. I recently learned that this is meant to be a leather thing. I thought that was just some sort of metal strap, but apparently no, it's leather. These bits on the back here, White Dwarf, handy. Yeah, I was sort of wondering, was that like a fault or something there when the Mark IIIs came out? But anyway, I'll get so that's 1 coat. I will go away, let this dry, and I will add another so that we get a nice consistent coat of paint here. Now, with that green established, we're going to get some black on here. So for a lot of this is going to be the gun casing, but on the main model, this is going to be your shoulder pad, and we're going to use Corvus black for this, which is like an off black, but it's a really nice black, and it takes a wash really, really well. So we'll get those shoulder pads done. Now, while we're at it, we're going to do the metallics as well, and for this, we're going to use Iron Hand Steel. So I'll just wash my brush, grab my Iron Hand Steel. Should I have this prepared? That's Iron Breaker. Fang Steel. Did I already have it prepared? I already had it prepared. Iron Hand Steel. So we'll get a bit of that. Add a bit more to it on the palette. Now what we're going to do is going to get this on all the areas we want to be metallic. So in this case of this model, I'm going to go for these. I'm going to go for the undersuit. And any bits that we want to be metallic, like he's got face attachment here that's metallic. Okay, so we'll get this done, and then we'll come back and we'll do an all-over wash on this of Nuln Oil. Right, what we're going to do now is going to take some Nuln Oil, and we're going to give this thing an all-over wash. So get it in all nooks and crannies. Just get that all over this model. So all over the black, all over the silver, and all over the green. That'll sort of nicely get this wash there. Gets helps sort of give it a lot of contrast. Right, so what we'll do is we'll let that dry, and then we're going to come back and we're going to relayer up the green. Right, now that wash has dried, what we're going to do is we're going to take Vulkan green again, and we're just going to tidy up and relayer the green parts of the armour. Just because this is a bit easier than trying to do a recess wash on a lot of Heresy minis. So we'll get that tidied up. While I'm at it, what I'm also going to do is put another metallic down. So I'll just finish that bit and I'll grab that colour. We are going to be putting down... I thought I grabbed that colour. Could have sworn I had it there. But nonetheless, it seems it's still on the shelf. Somewhere. No, I appear to have misplaced it. Anyway, I'll go find it and then I'll come back and we'll put that on. Okay, it was literally right in front of me. We're going to put down a layer of Runelord brass, and we're going to use that for the for any metal trim, especially on the shoulder pads here. Right. And once we're done with, so what I'll do is I'll go away, finish this, get the green armor tidied up, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more work. Okay, now that's done, what we're going to do is we're now going to take Skullcrusher brass. I'm going to paint this over the Runelord brass. And the reason we do this is because Skullcrusher brass is a layer paint and it's quite thin. So it really does need a good base to go over it. So we're going to put that on this trim here. It gives this nice warm brass finish. Well, I suppose you could go with the Runelord brass on the trim if you'd like. It looked pretty good, I suppose, but I like this the idea of this brass for the Salamanders. It's a bit warmer, suits their... I think it suits them just a bit better. Now when that's done, what we're going to do is, and I'll do this off camera because it's only really simple, we're just going to wash that with... I've got a bit on there, I'll have to correct that with some coarse black. We're going to wash that with Agrax Earthshade, and I will probably do that off camera. Okay, I'm going to use the gun for this, but I've already highlighted it, but similarly on the green, but we're using Lauren Forest to highlight the green. I've just grabbed the main guy there, so I've started highlighting him there, but yeah, Lauren Forest, just to highlight all of your green parts, and that gets that done. And I'm going to go back to the gun because I need that for a second, because there's a few bits on here that's not really much of on the model to highlight. So you can use some Mechanica Standard Grey, and we're going to use that to get that in the frame. We're going to highlight up the black. Just going to edge highlight the black there. Just get that on there. And then while I've got this here, brush off my brush. We're also going to highlight your silver with Stormhost Silver. What I have forgotten to do is drop some Runelord brass into the bullet, so I'll do that separately. So drop some Runelord brass in there, and I'll highlight and I'll wash that with Agrax Earthshade. But in the meantime, get your silvers highlighted with Stormhost Silver. There's not much on the guy the marine to highlight, so that's why I'm doing it on the gun here along with the black. But going back to the marine, we are going to highlight the brass there. We're going back to Skullcrusher brass, and we're just going to use that to highlight the brass. Just brings that colour back on the bits that we've washed there with Agrax Earthshade. So I did that off screen just to speed things up. So get that right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get away, finish all of this highlighting, and I'll come back, and at that point what we'll need to be doing is getting on with painting his skin, which is a little bit different because he's obviously not a standard skin colour. He's got that charcoal black skin with the red eyes. So I'll go away, get this finished, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, now for something I've never actually attempted before, Salamander's skin. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Skaven Blight Dinge. And we're just going to paint that all over the skin. And we're going to start with that. So let's get that on all the skin. And then I'll come back and we're going to give it a wash of normal oil. Okay, so with that colour established there, the Skaven Blight Dinge, what we're going to do is we're going to take some normal oil, which is right here. Give that a bit of a shake. Take a little bit, just pop there. We're going to wash the skin with that. So the thing is, you don't want to go totally black. You want to have something that you can have some give some definition to. Okay, let's get this finished off. So we're going to start by highlighting the skin with some storm vermin fur. It's a nice dark grey. I think you could probably take this a bit further and go with, on the extremes, you might want to do some Carrick stone, but I'm not going to do that in this instance. Then for we've got a couple of other bits. We've got his eye. Now, the legacy of their Primarch Vulkan gives them red eyes, so we're going to use Wild Rider Red. So we're just going to get a little bit on our thing. I'm just going to dip this into there. Oh yeah, that's looking good. And then finally, because I've got a little bionic eye thing here, and I did highlight this up with a silver, but it was a bit of a chew on for shown on the video. That's why I used the gun. We're just going to, on the eye here, we're just going to pop some Blood Angels Red contrast over the silver, just to do that. And then there is this model complete. So we're going to go away and get him based, and we'll be back and see the final product. And that's my take on painting the Salamanders for the new edition of Horus Heresy. I went with a volcano/lava theme base to really tie them back into their homeworld of Nocturne. I think it gives the army that extra bit of character and looks fantastic on the tabletop. It's a scheme I also use for my Dark Eldar. If you'd like to see a step-by-step guide on how I painted those bases, let me know in the comments and I can put together a separate video just for that. Thanks for watching Just About Tabletop Standard. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you in the next one when we are tackling the Raven Guard.